2 hours.
It's all, it was never slow.
We'll blame Gene.
Take your ass, huh?
It was a good discussion.
Worse than we thought. Very, very deep, very necessary.
Well, we all know a lot about each other now.
That's good. That's good.
Need a motion to come out of closed session.
I'll make that motion.
I think she started with soap before you said I.
That's right. I'll second it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Aye.
Okay. Next, action.
Relaxing break. Ours is a long time.
Yeah.
Not just really come.
We're gonna be here for like 2 minutes.
Oh.
Oh, public comment. Nope. No,
She's
public
done.
comment.
Just time for 2 hours.
I can go all the way. Will there be public comments? No? Okay, then,
No.
Who did
I didn't even hear him ask. I said, are you going to have any, I'm deciding on whether we're going to
Give him a rest.
2-minute recess. Okay, go David. We'll recess for 2 minutes.
Decisions we make.
Yeah, I got to.
Let him go.
Whether you have to go, you have to go.
Oh, man.
I have to go there later.
Yeah, same.
You're a
Young guy.
This could be the best YouTube video.
Tama Kevin. Take
Next
my
time
time
you
to
put
go
on
in
the
the
general
supervisors,
discussion.
okay?
Put it maybe 2 times.
Yeah, we have to time it out for the bathroom.
Herky was
In the beginning and the end. Nice.
Poor Herky. That was hot. Lost some weight.
Yeah, that'd be hot.
That breeze was God sent all this whole stuff.
It did help.
Would that still?
Working on your list. Who does that? The lawns and stuff that you have? Oh, yeah, the lawns, yeah.
That's
Yeah, I worked with her for years with this.
can't remember.
We could take all of our stuff over. But we didn't know you were gonna. Had a lot. Yeah.
You got a splitter like it's gonna do or something.
Yeah, I mean. Logs of chickens any day, huh?
At least you don't have to gather. We used to do one, but if we didn't have to gather, that would be.
I was thinking of you the other night, I had hens sitting on her nest, and you popped into my mind. She stole that chicken.
Do not name one that, whatever it is.
This chicken door fixed last night, so they didn't go. I went in back at night to put them away.
You guys hear the coyote running? They're still vocal this year.
The highway, we don't get much either for coyotes or deer, or really anything. Do you? Are they the same?
We do for deer because we kind of put a salt.
I'm good.
Be careful when you go by our house.
That's funny.
Okay, we'll reconvene the meeting. Public comments. Good, Karen.
I don't have anything right now.
Say something, Richard, that might spur something.
Anything going on with the, windmill, wind towers project up there?
Be more specific with your question. That's pretty generic.
Have the, Board of Adjustments decision have any effect as far as overturning their building permits? Is there any way that, that can be enforced?
Good question. So our position would be that without the extensions that we would say that those are no longer valid because there was a substantial progress made according to our attorney, as you heard at the hearing. As of, they would say they made a substantial beginning and they have until September to finish. Because they have a year. We would say that that didn't get qualified through the first hurdle of substantial progress within 90 days. So that's our official position. Can't be enforced. We're still trying to enforce it every way that we can. The court has not become involved yet.
I think the date is this week that, Salt Creek would respond to our declaratory judgment. So I think there'll be some things this week where they will respond, and then it's, I don't know if it's 10 days or something after that, that is kind of that next date. So unfortunately, we're waiting on the courts. I know it's not a fun place to be. I would say they have not stopped for sure. They're definitely still moving.
And the sheriff won't enforce anything until he has a order. Everything that we've asked them to
Yeah.
rule on could result in a court order or a stay.
Yeah, I mean,
They
there's,
haven't done that yet.
And what is the position of the county attorney? I mean, isn't he in effect the person that would enforce the law?
That would be the sheriff, but he is advising the sheriff.
You guys know my opinion.
yeah.
Yep.
I would say when we did the declaratory judgment, there was a counterclaim. I mean, it's all public record. It's all out there on that, but it's asking for a restraining order in that declaratory judgment, counterclaim as well. Yep, there's 6 counts.
In the Iowa code, it allows for the board of supervisors to issue a restraining order or to ask for one to be imposed. We've done that. Outside of that, there's not.
Not much you can do.
We have, researched all of the avenues and this is where we're at. Other projects that are similar to this, usually when there is an outstanding, lawsuit where substantial amount of funds can be expended and lost. That's a huge risk. That doesn't seem to be a risk here. They're spending the money. And if it's ruled in the other way, like in our favor, then they would just lose all that money. And it just doesn't appear that they care. But that puts pressure on the judge to make a ruling saying, I'm gonna stop these $80 million turbine, whatever the number is, it's arbitrary, but it's a substantial amount of money. And, it's really putting them up against it to reverse. But
Do you know approximately how many turbines are in this project they're trying to complete it right now currently?
61,
Oh, then you think they're gonna go for all
60 turbines, 1 substation is what they're,
And that substation is over by Kurt Tires?
no, this one is by the current between like the intersection of Traer, it's the current ITC Traer one, it's right next to it. And they have started work there, it looks like too.
What highway?
From Highway 63, it's on, is it M or N? So I think it's N, maybe,
Okay.
they're right to the south off of 63 on your way to
Right
Traer.
for Mattingly's then.
Well, it'd be the other way. Be like Chris,
Just outside.
like
Just a half mile.
Mark Wilson's just out of Traer.
And was that the original site that they had, got?
It's their own parcel, but they didn't even have a parcel before, and then they thought it'd be to the north and it's to the south. east, so it's in the wrong spot as well, and they're started on it. Yeah, it like stretches way out too, I don't know why.
There's been a lot of movement up that way.
Yeah.
I think the untold story, I was contacted by a guy last week and he has, signed on to have more than 10 wind turbines on his property. And he's asked to be removed from that because he doesn't want to be in that anymore. He signed the contract, they won't let him out. And so I think that whatever rights he has also need to be identified and upheld.
So I've heard the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's not the same, but I'm not positive. Has land both in Marshall County and Tama County. He'd love to be out of Tama County. He didn't sign up Marshall, but he did Tama. He would like to be out of it also. Thank you.
I thought you said you had no comments.
I was gonna say that, but I thought I'd never gotten
One nice person in this whole room would be Richard, but that's because he's had 2 hours.
it. 2 hours with it. You guys want that? I've already been through that many times.
I know.
Yeah.
I still like her.
That's because I'm so truthful and transparent.
It is. Yes.
Can I bring up the roads project again? So Kurt and Kurt.
Go ahead.
So have you guys been up K Avenue?
I have.
Doesn't it seem like too narrow for 2 semis to meet on?
28 foot. I got out and measured it. That's been our ordinance. It looks that narrow because there's no grass shoulders.
But there's no place to put a shoulder. I mean, it is what it is.
So it's gonna grow. It'll be there. Trust me.
Well, with the E43 bridge going out, there's just not any options for road travel. That's all, it's gonna all be at once.
It'll be fine.
Neither one of those things. It won't be fine. No, I don't trust that.
Wow. That-
But I did ask. I did.
I did hear back from one of the, ladies that had presented from Together We Can on the mental health, peer support recovery and the groups. They're going to start that in July, on a Friday, and they're gonna be here for like 3 hours. They're gonna be working out of the old Satusi building down in Tama.
Why are you looking at Karen when you say that?
Which Karen, stuff by
She seemed to be the most interested.
Oh,
I am
God
interested.
bless you.
But to get the word out, they'd asked me to try to get the word out, and so I introduced to Mike, sent the email, an email with, the telephone number for him to get in contact and hopefully do a story on that, a new service coming in. It's a huge need and many of the big cities don't even have this, so this will be really, really cool.
Kurt, they're not
We wanna
gonna
get
put
the
me in
word
there because they want the people to get better.
You know, is that just adults or is there, what's the age range that the peer group support, you know?
That they would, support both adults in gymnasium.
So what that update will be in here at a supervisor meeting or no?
What's that?
Will that update be at another supervisor?
When they're going to do it?
Yeah, when you know more, as you know more.
Yep, that's the information I know right now. They're supposed to be starting, I think, the second Friday in July. And that's why Mike will get something out with all of their information and how we make the announcement to the public.
That would be the 11th.
Is that the 11th? Okay. Okay. Anybody else got anything this year? Any other boards or? We've got 7 days until the new mental health system goes into effect. I'm seeing some really good stuff though, some really good stuff. Grinnell's looking at an 80-bed, dual diagnosis unit, which is huge for this area.
Diagnosis.
80 bed.
Dual diagnosis.
It's 80, but it's, you said do.
Yeah,
So it's in adults.
No, it's just, adults, but it's for co-occurring for mental health and substance abuse.
Okay.
Which usually to get inpatient, you have to have a mental health diagnosis.
Mhm.
And inpatient, substance abuse is all done on a voluntary basis, but now there can be committals for.
So they can go in for substance abuse, and then if it's determined there's a mental issue, they get to stay.
Yep.
Too.
Well, what we know is that out of if you have 100 people that go into a mental health committal, about 93% of them have a substance abuse issue too, because that's how they're coping with it.
Yeah.
And so really you have to ask if the chicken came first or the egg. And
Right.
typically the underlying mental health issues, if those are addressed, the substance abuse takes care of itself. Go ahead.
I was gonna answer the question.
Oh,
The chicken.
oh.
And what's that on the egg to hatch?
You're right.
I'm with Karen, chicken came first.
I said that. He said that's not true.
But
I
I just,
thought he
I
said-
was supporting you,
I
Karen.
thought he studied, but now we know.
Do I need to become the chairman to get this thing on?
Nope, still public comments. You,
We do supervisor updates by district, like, next Monday.
I
have-
had one like the beginning of the next month, but I can move it. to-
Okay, I had a couple ones that way I don't forget by the time it happens, so that'd be great. Whoever wants to, we can do
What's that?
supervisor updates by district. If I just had a couple of mine, so instead of waiting a whole month.
Can you say anything specifically to the IT problem, and as far as the director and now hiring and things like that?
we're going to look at hiring somebody else. But we want to get a better system in place, that person will be before we.
Can one person handle it, do you think?
We'll see.
Put all in there.
I would do it, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to get her on an interview list?
Not yet.
See if she fills out that.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad we let you go, David? I appreciate it.
All right. If there's nothing else, we'll be adjourned. 11:35.
Thank the Lord.